Hey guys, welcome back to the Dargon Gaming Squad. I am Chris.
Hi, I'm Josh.
And this is our
Uh,
first official channel video together, right? So we did
yeah,
a welcome
well,
video.
except for the intro video.
Yeah, we did
Technically,
that.
this
Yeah, we
is our
did that welcome
second.
video. I don't know when this will go up in the scheme of things, but that's up and out. It was out this past weekend. So by now, any of you who watch us know that Josh has joined. And yeah, so now we're a party of three. Yay. Well, plus,
Yeah,
if
it's
you
crazy.
know, we've had Mary, who's a squad member on, and we've had Emily, who's a squad member on, and Joey briefly. So anyway, yeah. So you might notice that Josh has a big ol' mountain of books sitting next to him. You want to tell us about that, Josh?
This is what happens when your job has a color printer and they don't care how much you print. um, this is all the stuff that I have to get to by the end of the year. Um, Along with some other stuff that I have, but it's in boxes still, so I haven't opened it. Um, but yeah, so it's just all PDFs and stuff that I've ended up getting over the last couple years, just printed out.
Print it out. Okay, so this isn't stuff you all just like bought just within days of printing. You've been collecting them for a while. And you...
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, because where I work, I found out that they had a color printer. I was like, so do you guys charge us to use the color printer? You know, because of the paper and the ink and stuff
Sure.
like that. They're like, no, print whatever you want. I was like, okay. Plugged in my flash drive to my work computer, downloaded, sent it straight to the printer.
That's a great
Um,
perk.
it took me about 2 weeks to actually get all of this printed out, and all of this right here, this midsection here, is all printed and hole punched. So I just got to get
Nice.
binders, stuff like that, and get everything all set in stone.
Nice. Okay, so inquiring minds want to know, is this mostly modules, splat books? Is it systems? What all's
Completely
in
different
there?
systems. Starting from bottom to top, I'm gonna forget the layout in the middle, but whatever. I have the Star Wars Force and Destiny, and then this one right here. This is actually the biggest binder I have right now, which is a 3-inch binder, and it's all of the absolute tabletop supplements, except for their latest one, which is Be a Better Game Master. Or no, it's Weapon Master. Yeah, Be a Better Weapon Master too. If you want, maybe we can get a link in the chat or the description for that, because
Definitely.
that's a really good one. And then I actually have the official printed version of Oath of the Frozen King. Yeah, that's a beautiful one.
That would be
With,
this.
yeah, and then I
We're not
believe the
excited about
next
that
one.
at all.
Oh, I mean, it's a fabulous supplement, but
It's
you know,
excellent.
it's not the newest one. You know, got to go with the iPhone craze. Got to get the latest one.
That's right.
So the next one in the order is Burning Wheel, the Gold Edition, which is a 700-page PDF. And then I got some different Dungeons and Dragons supplements. I got Tales of the Yawning Portal, the Sword Coast Adventures Guide. Actually, I'm missing about 3 binders that I think are in my book bag for work. Anyway, I have
no.
all of the Cold Shadow PDFs printed out. I have Tiny Frontiers and Mech and Monster. Both Cold Shadows, Mech and Monsters, and Tiny Frontier are all made by Alan Parr. Wonderful game designer. Let's see, which is the next one. I have Cipher System. This one is Age of Rebellion. I have Volo's Guide. I actually finally got a chance to pick up the actual book instead of the PDF. I have Fate Accelerated, printed out, bound. It's
I've heard
wonderful.
Good things about that.
Microscope. Cryfroth, the
Playtest.
PDF. Yeah, the playtest document I actually had printed out so that way for the games that I run in it. It's beautiful. The Player's Companion from the Elemental Evil.
Excellent.
Cipher System, Burning Wheel. I have the Doctor Who role-playing game.
Whoa.
Yeah, so if you ever want to play a doctor, there's an actual system so that you can actually be one of the doctors. Call of Cthulhu, 7th edition, the newest one.
Ooh, I've been wanting to try that.
Yes. And somewhere in here there is, I backed it on Kickstarter. It was the Underground Race and Class book, which came out beautiful. Actually, better follow up with them because I actually ordered the book and I haven't received it yet. So, but the PDF is in here, so it's like if you actually want to play strictly in the Underdark, they give you like different races that you can play. Like I think there was one for like playing a mushroom person.
Whoa.
Thing. Yeah, it's some
really
crazy
different
stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
Some of the next ones that I'm gonna print out. I got. Which one was it? Now I'm spacing. Anyway, I have a whole bunch of other ones that I have to print out. There's just a lot of stuff that I want to print out.
Wow. Okay.
And then you had told me about, what was the one that you want me to play?
Oh, Dogs in the Vineyard. Yes.
That one.
I'm glad you reminded me of that because I need to get that to you. So Josh has kindly offered to run that since I've been too chicken to try to run it myself. It's just, yeah, I feel like I can't think on the fly fast enough for that game. Because it's really different. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. I got to get that to you. So,
yeah, I'll get to it eventually. Now I mean, I as soon as I get it, it'll take me about maybe 2, maybe 3 weeks or so to actually completely try to skim through the book to have a basic grasp on it, where I can run like a basic maybe encounter, like a half shot. But to get through everything, it's just going to take a lot more time. Especially as you can tell, I have all of this.
Yeah. Well, and the cool thing about that game is all you really have to do is create a town. And creating a town in that game isn't even like making a map of a town. It's just figuring out what's going on in that town, like the seed of whatever the problem's going to be. And that's it.
Use Xanathars for that.
You know, from there the the players figure it out, because it's not. Yeah, it's completely different. Like, you don't really plan out what's going to happen, which is why I think for me it would be a real challenge to run it, because I don't think fast enough. So, it's not so much. You'll see when you read it. It's not so much monsters and things. It's like how people are evil in themselves and how that manifests. So it's pretty
out their inner demon.
It's a whole different genre. So now you said that this was your reading for this year. So you intend to read all of these plus the other ones that you're planning on still printing out just in the year?
Yeah, I mean that is my hope. That is my dream. But I mean, no one knows tomorrow. I mean, it literally, no one knows what's going to happen tomorrow. So something can happen where I have to give up RPGs for a little while. You never know.
Right. Let's hope that.
But yeah, it's at least my hope to get through half of it by the end of the year. As far as running it, I don't even know. Like, I was supposed to have a Cold Shadows game this month, but obviously this month is pretty much over.
Yeah.
So it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
and I haven't even gotten through the second book. So There's 3 books in total. There's the actual, like, Cold Shadows core book, and then there's the cities in Cold Shadows, and then there's the Black Book, which essentially is just like random bits of information to toss out there for people to actually roleplay with. Cold Shadows is actually one of the top priorities right now to kind of get through. Cold Shadows is a Cold War inspired espionage game where you don't really so much care about the character that you're actually playing. It's more about the agency that you work for. So, like, you can die twice in one, like, game and it'd be perfectly fine because that's the way it's supposed to propel.
Cool. That's the game that I wished I had, that you put up interest posts for, right? And then, yeah, I want to get in on that. I really want to try that. It looked really cool. Yeah, so you already have, I was going to issue you a challenge, because I owe you one. So
now. Let's not make this a challenge war.
I think that means in February you have to run Cold Shadows. Or at least by your birthday.
Okay, I was going to say February is a short month. You're screwing me. You're screwing me with the short month.
Yeah, but you gave me 2 things to run, and I'm only giving you 1.
Yeah, but I said 3 months to run 2 things.
That's true. Well, you have time on dogs. You can. So I'm going to be going out of town for the better part of a week in March for my anniversary. And
ooh la la.
Yeah, super excited. So I am not going to plan a lot for my March.
Okay, I can see that.
Because we'll be busy getting ready and stuff. So, and I hope to do a lot of filming on that, although it probably won't be much game-related filming, but you never know. So yeah, probably for dogs you have to like April or maybe even May.
Okay, that could work.
So
yeah, hopefully by May I'll at least be in a supervisory position where I'm at. So that'll be interesting.
Nice. That'd be really nice. Yeah. So other goals, what's like your next priority in that? So I have to say that like my ears perked up when you said Burning Wheel. Oh gosh, and Cthulhu and Cypher System. But Burning Wheel,
I will definitely say between everything, Burning Wheel isn't going to be for a little while. It's almost 700-page PDF.
It's big. That's
before
really
I do
book.
Burning Wheel, I'm going to do Cthulhu.
Cool. Okay. No, that's fair. Well, I got to play a session of Mouthguard at Con, and I know that's Burning Wheel based. So
oh, really?
My ears kind of perked up, like, because I don't know much about Burning Wheel, but I sure had a good time with Mouthguard. It's in my Amazon wish list of like, I have all these things in my wish list that sooner or later I'll get around to getting for myself. And that's one of them. Like, I gotta get Mouthguard.
Yeah,
The thing about Mouthguard is, if I could get just a player's handbook version of it, I would, because I'm not really interested in running it. I just want to play it. I want to be able to create characters. So
I don't know. I don't feel like you play the game until you know how to run the game. Because then once you know how to run the game, when you play it, you understand not to take it out of certain boundaries that being a normal player would kind of tell you, okay, this is perfectly normal,
Yeah.
Because, hey, being a player, I want to fly up into the middle of the sky and free fall down and slice his neck off or something stupid like that. Like, okay, granted, you can, but if you know how to DM, it kind of like limits your perspective.
Tempers. And that's funny because I feel kind of the opposite. I feel like for me, I want to play first so that I can see how the game goes and see how the rhythm is and kind of have an understanding of how the game works before I try to put myself in the GM seat. So, and in the case of Shadowrun, that's probably a blessing because I now realize there's no way I will ever run Shadowrun.
That's one of the next ones in my flash drive to print is Shadowrun.
So cool. That game is so crunchy though. It's like a blast to play, but it is very crunchy. So, and I don't see myself ever, honestly, I just don't see myself ever fully grasping the mechanics of that game enough to do it justice. Setting wise, no problem, but not so much the mechanics. So I'll be looking for games that kind of have a similar flavor, but are simpler to run. And Sam DiMercurio has, I hope I pronounced your last name right just now, Sam. But he has turned me on to a couple cyberpunk type things that I'm interested in. And I recently heard one episode of a live play of Genesis System. And I'm thinking that it might be a really easy system to just turn around and do like an urban fantasy or cyberpunk thing with.
Was that the one that was kind of like the Star Wars one?
Uh-huh.
I only heard of it like for a brief second and then it was like all over the place.
Yeah.
Like I haven't really heard too much about that one.
Yeah, it's Fantasy Flight's newest baby. And it's exactly that. It's taking that Star Wars system of theirs and being able to apply it in other settings. And the thing is, they don't have a lot of setting materials out for it yet. So I know Sam had said he was kind of going to wait until they had more out before he made a decision about getting it. And I'm inclined to agree with him on that. I think I'll wait and kind of see. But I think you could make a really cool Shadowrun-ish game by taking some of the things that are in Star Wars, like your slicers, and then combining them with some of your fantasy stuff and just run it in that system, which I love that system. So we'll see. So that might be up for me in the future. But right now I'm trying to stop myself from buying any more system books. We'll see.
Yeah, no,
how long I succeed.
It gets really, really expensive.
It gets crazy, and for me, it's sure, there's the cost. Like, I don't want my husband to feel like I'm constantly spending our money on stuff just for me. It's pretty selfish, but mostly it's just, realistically, I just don't have time to sit down and read them all. And I got really carried away when I first discovered Drive-Thru RPG and grabbed a bunch of stuff that I haven't even looked at since I got it. So I know I have some Halloween bundle and I have some Western stuff. But now I found my Western system. I'm pretty sure Deadlands is going to be it for me.
I have Deadlands and Savage Worlds in here.
Which Deadlands did you get? Did you get the classic or the reloaded?
I don't think it was the reloaded. I think it was some girl with pistols on the front.
Cool. That's the one I have. So that's awesome because we'll be in the same version of the system, which is the older one. So although I've had a lot of people tell me they'll only play the new one. So we'll see. But I have what I got. If you got the anniversary edition, which you probably did, it came with a conversion guide The people who backed it at least got a conversion guide with it, so you can actually switch back and forth between the versions. So I
that's interesting.
If I ever had to, I could do it. Like if somebody, if I was going to play in somebody's game and it wasn't the same version.
Yeah, no, that would make things a lot easier. Just having like this equals this in this version, and then it shows the math like going back and forth. That would make sense.
And that way you can get like if you grabbed a module like a module from the newer version, you could still run it in the old one. So
yeah,
pretty simple.
Where I'm trying to see which one it was. Now I'm spacing on which one it is, but
it's there somewhere. It's pretty thick.
Yeah, no, yeah, and it could also be one of the ones that's in my book bag for work. There was a module here that it's in my other bag. So I don't know if I know you're into anime, but have you ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Mm-mm.
It was a Nickelodeon anime series. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I found a 4th edition like module for it, like rule book and everything.
Cool.
So that way you can play in that specific anime, but with D&D.
That's cool.
Yeah, no. So I picked it up, and then I looked at what edition it was for, and it was for 4th edition, and I was just like, well,
wait a minute, I don't have 4th edition.
Yeah, and then I heard 4th edition was actually pretty bad. But
yeah, that's what I've heard. But maybe you can glean enough from what's there to modify it yourself into 5th.
Mm-hmm. And then the one that I just printed out was a Legend of Zelda monster manual, handbook, and Dungeon Master's Guide, all for 5th edition.
Wow.
So I was just like, I can essentially play in Hyrule and have it be like a fantasy setting.
That's cool. I'm sure a lot of people will be into that.
Yeah, I was going to put up an interest post to see who would be willing to do it. But then I got busy at work.
Gotta have the time. It really helps a lot. So,
yeah, time is everything.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm kind of curious to ask anybody who happens to watch this video. Where do you guys draw the line in what you get, and how much, what are your goals for the year, for the gaming year? So I know we've talked about ours quite a bit, but I'm sure there's other people that we'd love to hear from as to what theirs are. And I don't know, do you have anything else that we want to chat about while we're here?
How this is, from what I understand for our future, we're just going to kind of alternate between our channels. So as far as our video content, so most likely here, the first one is going to go up here on the Dargon Gaming Squad, and then I guess next one will go on RPG. So these videos are kind of going to toggle between both of our channels just for content purposes. So, if you haven't liked Dargon Gaming Squad, make sure you like, subscribe, follow. We're on Facebook, and I don't think we have a Twitter yet.
No,
do we have
I have a Twitter, but the channel doesn't. So that's true. Yes.
Oh no. Okay, so we're gonna have to figure Twitter out here.
Definitely, and we also don't have an Instagram. Like Facebook's kind of it, because Nate's not a big social media user, so we have to work on that.
Yeah, even with like RPG Enlightenment, Jimmy does all the social media stuff. I can't deal with it. I work about 12 hours a day, and my hours have just kind of gotten worse and worse. So
exactly, and I think we're that this group, this channel, all of us are crazy busy. So I do share everything out on my Twitter, but it could stand to have some additional access here pretty soon, I think. So yeah, you guys, if you haven't already checked out RPG Enlightenment and subscribed, you need to go over there and subscribe to their channel. So, and I've already been over there. I did a little guest spot with Josh, and I've played in a couple of sessions too.
You've been on my channel rather a lot. I think out of anyone, including those with me and Jim, I think you're like still number one. There's a lot of times you've been on the channel.
I feel so special. Cool.
So we are co-partners for co-businesses, so it's technically a two-way that's still technically a four-way because we different points of the square.
Awesome. Well, I think that wraps up this one. So, yeah. Hey guys, again, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Video responses are always welcome as well. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it the thumbs up so we can make more like this. And we always appreciate it when you subscribe and share. And until next time, get out and get gaming.